Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. It's Tuesday tonight and it's the first time I've actually been on since early January or maybe late December. I have been away. I had an amazing time at my niece's wedding in Mexico. And so I'm excited to be back at least for a couple of days until I have to go away again. So I thought I would jump on tonight and do my sketch challenge because I've really missed doing my lives and being creative. I often that when I go live is the time that I actually get to make cards and have a little bit of fun being creative. So I want to say thank you to everyone who was able to attend either my virtual launch that I did with Diane Evans on Saturday. We were live from 7 to 7 on Saturday. It was a very busy day. And then I also had an open house for anybody who could attend who lives in the Ladysmith area. And it was so much fun. I had some brand new stampers, or at least brand new stampers to me, and it was so much fun to getting to know them. So thank you if you were able to attend either of those events. Hey Sharon, yes, I'm glad to be back at least for a couple of days. And then I'm off to Calgary to visit my family for a couple of days anyway, or for a few days. Hey Nicole, welcome. All right, so tonight's a sketch challenge. I'm going to go over the sketch, the measurements, and then the sketch itself will actually post in about 45 minutes time if you miss any of the measurements or you want to grab the image and use it. All right, let me switch over. So this is the sketch, and I'll go over the measurements, and then, like I said, it does post in about 45 minutes or so, so you can grab it if you missed it. Hey Holly, welcome, thank you. All right, so the card base, 5.5 by 8.5 or 4.25 by 11, scored in half, of course. The first layer, which is this white layer, is 4 inches by 5.25, and then the purple layer is 3.75 by 5. Then I've said 3 shapes of different sizes, and I've got hearts on here. I thought I was going to use hearts, and then as I was getting things ready, I've switched. I'm using butterflies, so you can use whatever shape you want, but I've said 3 of different sizes. Mine are kind of 2 of the same size and 1 different, but you know, play around with some different shapes or different sizes of shapes. And then at whatever you need, I said 1/2 inch by 3 or whatever size you need for a sentiment piece. Like I said, I thought I was going to use hearts when I started out today and created the sketch, but no, here I am. I am using the Beautiful Butterflies bundle, and actually suite, because I've got the paper, I've got the embellishments. This is a hybrid embossing folder. So if you've never seen hybrid embossing folders, I love them. And so it's got this beautiful stamp set, lots of great sentiments in it. And then it's got this set of dies. So the antennae for the different shapes. I'm going to use these little butterflies. There is this larger butterfly, and this one I'm going to use both. Actually, did I use both of those? Yes, I did. And I'll show you how that works. And somewhere, yep, there it is. There's some great label dies in this suite. Now this one I haven't played with yet. This you can make actually a card front in the shape of a butterfly. So stay tuned when I will actually give you some hints and tips and tricks and things on how to do this one. It's also a great bundle suite to make shaker cards. If you like to make shaker cards like I do, this is a great suite to do that with, because the embellishments in this suite are called Itty Bitty Bokeh Mix, and they're just perfect for a shaker card. Not using the shaker, making the shaker card tonight, but stay tuned. All right, so let me show you. The embossing folder is so pretty. Look at this image. Now, if you've never used a hybrid embossing folder, what it means is you can use this just as a regular embossing folder, but in a hybrid, there's at least 1 die, usually 1 die, might cut out multiple images, that fit into the embossing folder, and then you can cut and emboss a shape at the same time. And so this is, if you can see that embossed texture on my butterfly. The reason that this is so great is if you tried to emboss and then cut out, you will flatten your pattern or your texture. So you could, either way, it doesn't work very well because you flatten that texture. So by cutting and embossing at the same time, you don't flatten it. And then even if you just want to use this as an embossing folder, it's very pretty. Okay, so let's get started. I've done a lot of the cutting out and prep work for my card. So let me just put that down like that. So like I said, so this is one of the pieces of the beautiful bokeh designer series paper. And so bokeh just means these dots. You get it from kind of photography, if you've ever seen kind of those often night, sometimes when it's rainy, they take pictures and you get these beautiful kind of spots of light. So one side is the bokeh, and then the other side is like a watercolor splatter. So I'm going to use this bokeh. It's got fresh freesia, it's got a little bit of petal pink, and I'm going to pair it up with Blackberry Bliss because I just thought it was a pretty color combination. So this is my petal pink that's 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then my designer series paper is 3 3/4 by 5. So it's been a busy time since we got back last Thursday. Had an amazing time. Wedding was beautiful. Lovely to sit by the pool and just relax, and of course visit with family. And so yeah, we got back last Thursday. It's been a bit jet lagged. My husband's not feeling great. He's picked up a bug. Yeah, it's been just trying to get back into the swing of things since I've been back. All right, so I've scored my pieces as 4 1/4 by 11. I've scored it at 5 1/2, and we'll fold into the mountain or the raised line and just give that a burnish with my bone folder. All right, so that's going to go on like that. So remember I said 3 pieces, and I said 3 different sizes. So I do have sort of different sizes. Let me do some poking out of bits. So I've got 2 of the little butterflies, 1 in fresh freesia, 1 in petal pink, and then this one, I need to poke out the bits. So this was the piece that I embossed and cut out at the same time. And then there is this beautiful kind of standalone die that I'm going to kind of fit over top of my main butterfly. And I always like to kind of fold the wings out a little bit so it actually looks like it's flying. So I'm going to add just a little bit of glue, and we're going to adhere that on just right in the center, so it looks kind of like it's flying. And then I've cut out the body and the antennae out of basic black, so I'm just going to glue that on. And again, I'm going to have part of it just kind of looking like it's free floating, so we're just going to put that right over top. So this butterfly looks like it almost has 4 antennae. There we go. And then I also cut somewhere. I did cut out little tiny. Oh, there's one of them. If I can't find the other one, I might not. I did cut out. You know, you cut them out, you get all prepared, and now I can't find my other one. There it is. I knew I'd cut it out. So I've got 2 of the little ones. Oops. So let's see. Now I can't find my butterflies. There they are. So we're just going to put those on there. Again, I'm just going to use just a little dot of glue on my butterflies. Like that. Got a little bit too much glue on that one. Luckily it dries clear. All right, so we can start to put our card together. So I'm kind of folding this, just folding those wings outwards, and I'm going to use dimensionals on this. I'm going to only adhere using these dimensionals down the middle of the butterfly so that the wings kind of fold outwards. So I'll just put that there, like that. And the same with my little butterfly. And I'm just going to use a mini dimensional on these ones. Quite small. That. So my shapes are not quite in the bottom right corner, as I said, but it follows the spirit of the sketch. Sketches are just guidelines. It's like picture challenge. It's not, just gives you some sense of ideas that you can use. Okay, so I've got a piece of, this is 1/2 inch wide, and I'm gonna stamp the birthday. So I'm stamping this in Blackberry Bliss, like that. Close that up before I get my fingers. So whatever sentiment you use, just use a piece of cardstock that fits the size. And if I could cut straight, that would even be better. There we go. Now, after I did such a great job in making my wings kind of fly, now I think I'm going to put my, nope, I'm not. I'm going to cut this into 2 pieces. I've decided I don't want to cover up those pretty wings. Yes, that's a great way, Nicole, to think about it. Just an imagination starter. We did, on our virtual launch on Saturday, we did 2 challenges. One was a color challenge, and so that's a little bit more prescriptive. Actually, let's put the bigger piece on here. But I found a site that does beautiful pictures. It's actually a site that is wool. They use these pictures as their inspiration for their dyeing of their wool. And so I used one that was in like a night of navy and yellow and had daisies on it. It kind of reminded me a little bit, although it was night of navy as opposed to balmy blue, of the Floral Delight suite. And it was amazing what everybody did as far as their interpretation of that color challenge. So we had everything from the colors being the inspiration to the flowers, to the layout. It was amazing what everybody did, and I was so impressed, because sometimes color challenge or picture challenges are a bit tricky. So this piece for the inside is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I just took a piece of that pretty paper it's 3/4 inch by 4 and put it on the inside. Now, of course, we have to have some embellishments. So this is, like I said, this is the Itty Bitty Bokeh mix. Great for shaker cards. But you can take and I'm just going to try and just use a little bit, if I can get just a little dot. Little dot. It's not too much. I don't want too big of. I'm just going to put 5 little dots. And then use your putty end of your take your pick tool to pick up. So there are like little, let's get some putty out if I can. I think I need some more putty. I need to replace my putty. Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can get this. So there are all sorts of different kinds. There's little pearls in here, or kind of dots. Just trying to, there we go. So they're in blues. I'm going to try and pick the ones that are more in the fresh freesia kind of pinky purple colors, as opposed to the blue. Yeah, I need to replace this putty end on this. Let's see. So there's different sizes. Ah, and look what I did. Trying very carefully to, there's one that's kind of cool. I'm having nothing but trouble with these. All sorts of different shapes. Oh, there's another one. All right, let's see if I can get that one. When I'm finished, I'm going to replace my putty on that take your pick tool. All right, trying not to spill it all over the place. Quickly putting my lid on it so I don't spill any more of it. And there we go. There is my interpretation of my sketch challenge for tonight. And like I said, when I started out, I thought I was going to use, I actually had it in my mind I was going to use the Hearts of Elegance suite, since we're coming up to Valentine's Day, but I really love this butterfly suite as well. Looks like my butterfly's almost flying off the page. All right, there we go. So I will be back tomorrow night. I'm going to do a technique. I'm not sure what it's going to be. I have to check it to see if my embossing paste is still, I don't use embossing paste very much, but that's my idea for tomorrow night's technique. So stay tuned. If I can't, my embossing paste is a little dried out, I might have to switch it up, but come join me tomorrow night for a technique, again at 6:30 Pacific, and I hope you join me then. Let's see, do I have anything else to tell you? I can't think of anything. I'm still getting back into the swing of things. So anyway, come join me tomorrow night at 6:30 and we'll see what technique I come up with. Thanks for joining.